So the other day I went to sleep and I was planning out this video I was going to make about forgiveness. And I was like, forgiveness is so important, but it's also important to feel your emotions. And I have made a couple of videos like this lately, but this one night I was going to sleep and then thinking about forgiveness, and I had this dream that I was screaming at my dad, cussing at him, just like, you effing piece of just going off on him. And I was like, wow, Cassandra, I guess you still have more anger to work through. And so forgiveness is actually a practice. It's a pathway. It's a muscle. It's a skill that we practice over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm an interdimensional healer and a 5D mentor, coach, trained in psychology. I'm also a Hakima, which means a Sufi chaplain. So I have been trained as a universal chaplain in the Sufi tradition. So one of the tools that I have and that I use is chanting. So I chant these names of Allah. So the way I see Allah, Sufism is the mystical side of Islam. And in any kind of mystical version of the religion, it like goes beyond the structure of dogma and just goes beyond to the oneness source that we all are. So I really love Islam and I love Sufism, and I have gotten a lot of tools from that tradition. So one of the tools that I have is chanting the 99 names of Allah. And the way I see Allah is that Allah is all that is. It's the all. Allah is the all. And it's the source that we all come from. And I love how Muslims really hold their God figure, their God character in a much more mystical way than perhaps any other religion I've found, where it's almost like they don't want to define it, they don't want to touch it because it's so vast, and they're really able to kind of capture that source essence, capture the uncapturable. So anyways, this they have a concept that there's 99 names for Allah, and these are all healing names, and some of them are forgiveness, mercy, but there's actually several different words for forgiveness. There's different kinds of forgiveness. There's like forgiveness that you do over and over and over and over and over, or forgiveness for like the worst, most horrible things. But I've been chanting this one, Al-Lafu, and this is the one who forgives, and I'm going to read it to you. And I've been assigning this to my clients lately, because okay, so when we chant a word, we're basically directing our stream of consciousness. So you can be going for a walk, or you can be cooking, and you can be having this thought, that thought, this thought, that thought. But when we chant consciously, like you can either, you can put on spiritual music, or if you can focus on a word. So all of these words hold magical powers. They're like keys that unlock aspects of reality. So you bathe in the quality, and you call the quality from source, and it fills you up. First it fills you up, and then you're able to overflow with that same quality. So when I'm chanting this, first I'm being completely forgiven of everything and anything I've ever done. And then next, I'm also able to offer that same thing. And before I read it, what I've been doing is, because I'm practicing forgiveness, I'm practicing it until I have mastery with it. And I'm developing more mastery, but it's a practice, it's a skill, it's an exercise, it's like, doing gymnastics, it's like doing a cartwheel. You have to practice it, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. It requires that muscle memory. So what I've been doing is I'm chanting this word, and like when I go to bed at night, I will just bring up anything that's not totally forgiven. I will be like, who has wronged me in my life? Where am I still holding resentment? What feels unresolved? Right? And maybe I've already gone through it and reached moments or glimmers of forgiveness, but maybe like there's still something there and it doesn't feel totally case closed. So I've been kind of like reviewing my life over the last few weeks, and just calling up any resentment that's still there, and then bathing myself in this divine quality of forgiveness. So I'll be chanting, I'm chanting it silently, and then I'm invoking these little snags in my psyche, these unresolved situations, these painful residual pain that's still echoing in me. And what has been happening for me is that everything is illuminated. Like, I'm shown the whole mechanics of the fuckery, and at the same time I'm able to see that it's also me, and that it's like almost like myself doing it as like a less evolved or more primitive or more ignorant version of myself, and then I'm able to completely forgive it. Okay, so before I run out of time, let me just read you this quality. Okay, al-afu. I don't even know if I'm really saying that right, but it's good enough. God knows what I'm saying. The one who forgives. When you repeat this divine name, you feel enfolded in the light of mercy and compassion, a light that awakens hope and gentleness, a light that dissolves worries and lightens the heart. The quality al-afu gives us the strength to overcome humiliations and upsets without threat or punishment, solely through kindness and generosity, without shaming the other by reminding them of their weakness. This name erases all traces and lets mistakes fall into oblivion. Such is the quality of al-afu. So that's why I like this one so much, because it erases all the consequences of whatever you've done. Like whatever's been done to you or whatever's been done. So say you had like horrible trauma in your childhood. If you chant this and chant this and chant this and really like exercise the muscle and practice those forgiveness cartwheels, you can develop mastery, and this divine quality, calling straight from the source, from Allah, from all that is, will grant you the erasing of the consequences. So I'm just going to keep reading this. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it in the amount of time, but I have 3 minutes left on this video. But yeah, this is a great book, The Divine Names. So I recommend getting it, and you could see like mine is well worn. It has all these different divine qualities, and there's qualities for abundance, qualities for healing. They're all healing names, so it's just healing different aspects of ourselves. So yeah, there's many different flavors of forgiveness, different angles to look at forgiveness from, and many different angles of abundance. You know, part of abundance is giving service, part of abundance is generosity, part of abundance is gratitude, part of abundance is being willing to feel your own need, you know. So this book allows us to focus our consciousness on these different aspects of whatever it is that we're trying to heal or balance in our lives. So it's a great tool. And also I'm available for interdimensional healing sessions and 5D mentorship. So reach out to me to get on a connection call. And I'm just going to read the rest of this now. Okay, so if you have made a mistake and you're afraid of the consequences and punishment, you should repeat this name many times, and Allah will protect you from what you fear. Al-afu comes from the root FW, which contains the following meaning: to eliminate or to exempt, to eliminate, to restore to health, to cure, to protect, to save, to dispense, to recover, free, effacement, obliteration, favor, kindness, pardon, forgiveness, or young donkey. Therefore, Allah, al-afu, does not only carry the power of forgiveness, he makes even the slightest traces of wounds and upsets vanish, so that we do not retain any memory of them. Al-afu makes the heart free again and lets it recover once more. Al-afu is the gift of God that emerges from the depth of our being and frees us. At-tawwab is the divine name that prepares us for al-afu. If you recite this name 156 times during the day, you will gain greater control over your ego. Your character will become more refined and your surroundings more forgiving. When you feel overcome by anger or rage, reciting this divine name will appease you and help you find your center again. Hold this sentence in your heart in deep compassion for yourself. Allah treats me as I treat creation. The bitter and the sweet are Allah's generous gifts, sometimes to test us, sometimes as fair punishment or consequence. yet in very